Good evening. William F. DeVault, the romantic poet of the internet and the National Beat Poet Laureate Emeritus. Got to get that right. Welcome to NBPF 2020. I'll be doing 3 poems for you in this reading. The first is called Resurrect. Laying down a beating where I'd been eating crow, the blows are soft flesh on splintered sapphire. Too many business cards from timid MFAs, mediocrities polluting Apollonian streams of consciousness. I am sorry that your husband died. I acknowledge that you loved him, and he you, and I am grateful you found joy to your own side of the pillars of Heracles. The fates did not hate us, but allowed us to stumble in blind bindings until we crumbled under the weight of our best pretensions. Cornbread corners to the hollow plates of desire. I was unaware of the demon I found and bound only with your persistent assistance. Born of dragons and chained in cinnabar and pitchblende, pitchfork tongue, and the dung of desecration left in the garden, he calls for you from within his cell, where I starve him with distractions and abstractions while awaiting the resurrection in a reinvented winter that comes for us all, calling us liars as the fires fade and we are paid up beyond the end of the stay we had envisioned when we bought the condoms. The halls and walls are as I envisioned them, described in the romantic's whispers, using words unheard in the most ancient places where the Greek girl said, I would find redemption. She was wrong, but drunk at the time, and I do not lay with the mysteries of Dionysius. Fire. 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 Inspire, desire, conspire with the smaller mind blinded by the scent of honeysuckle and the night-blooming jasmine. Reeling at the feeling of a greater death of self beyond logic and the toxic remembrances that are mangled and tangled. I gave up science and the truth of numbers when I found that I would be always bound by lesser minds, finding no freedom to discover, to uncover the essence of this transient life. Next up, I won't give the backstory to this poem, but I love it. It's called If God Wants Me Dead. If God wants me dead, he knows where to find me, so as to bind me to an impossible task, to ask of me more than the all that he ordained and I built upon as foundation. I confess I am not physically immortal. Too many moving parts creak and seek a gentle rest often enough that I can tell there is great discussion between my cells and bells as to when would be a good time to rebel against my will and toss me in the gutter with a flutter and a sputter. I've no illusion of winning the argument against entropy. But a stalling action is another thing altogether. And finally, obscure. You have no idea my passions towards you, dark and liquid, flowing in a knowing dream that I entertain even when you face me, certain that the curtains behind my eyes obscure the pantomime of your body and heart. Shared in a shocking revelation as I smile and nod and the rush of blood tells me you have enchanted me into dreams that I long thought bound and buried in preconscious meanders, salamanders of a ruby plasma flickering in nightmares nickering to the notion of emotions manifest in untested theories of endurance. I am darker than you imagine, hungry as only a monk who has fasted for more than 40 days and 40 nights can appreciate, remembering the texture and taste of jasmine and honey, the heat and the attar of surrendered common sense, cast into the fires of desire for a rite of repeated resurrection to your acceptance and transcendence. Diamond dispensations and the sensations of the ascendant captured, in gossamer nets of word and kiss, and the friction of Egyptian cotton. Those 3 poems are all from my upcoming book from Venetian Spider Press, Tachyon. It'll be out this fall. Have a great festival. Take care.